But before I open that up, so be thinking what you wanted to share, what concerns you have, or what ideas you have. I want to share a little bit about the attack ads that have been running on me. Just to clarify that, because a lot of people don't know the facts, and it's very disconcerting. You hear that a candidate is against veterans or whatever they're saying. I'm very, very supportive of the veterans and the military. And I want you to know my father served in the U.S. Army Reserves. He did his basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, which is in the district. I grew up as a daughter, appreciating his service and understanding just a little bit of perhaps the sacrifice that a military family would go through, what it would mean if your dad were full-time on duty active. And so I voted for hundreds of thousands of dollars for support for the National Guard and for scholarships and for honor detail and all of the programs that were before us. But there was a large bill that came through that they talked about in ads. And what the situation was, it started off good in the Senate, provided a National Guard trust fund. Great. Got over in the House, they added a lot of other good things, scholarships, retention bonuses, those things that you hear about add. But there was a terrible provision in there that sought to siphon off the funding from veterans' homes and veterans' cemeteries to other projects. And I said no. And I was fighting for the veterans in my district that were livid. Those funds were generated from the gaming fees. Do you remember when Missourians passed casino riverboat gaming? One way they passed that is to tell everybody the funds were going to go to education and veterans. Okay? So all the gaming fees originally went to veterans' homes and veterans' cemeteries. Well, this bill sought to take a lot of that money away and put it to other projects. And the veterans I was representing were saying, don't let him take our money. We're going to need even more money in the future, not less, because we're the baby boomers coming on. We're going to need more veterans' homes. Don't let him do it. And so that's what I was fighting for. I voted no on that bill. We were able to stop it that year. It did pass the next year, though. And to this day, as I talk to veterans commission members, and legislators, they say that is a thorn in the side for veterans to this day, that their funds were taken away. And as a result, we have thousands of veterans on waiting lists to go to veterans homes. Just a couple weeks ago, I was with Senator David Pierce and toured the Veterans Home in Warrensburg. It is beautiful. I'm sure, I don't know if you've been there, but Missouri has the jewels of veterans homes. I'm sure you guys know that. A lot of states don't have veterans homes as nice as ours. Ours are the example for the rest of the country. And it broke my heart when the director was sharing with me how many were there, but how many, over 1,000 were on the waiting list. And he explained to me further that you cannot even get on the waiting list until a doctor has deemed you so incapacitated you need to go. Because he says veterans all the time call up and they try to get on the waiting list. They see their health isn't quite like it used to be, and so they think, well, maybe 2 years out or something, I may need that, or my spouse may need that. Try to get on the waiting list. He said, you can't do it. You cannot get on the waiting list until a doctor says you need to be there. And it broke my heart to find out there are thousands of Missouri veterans that they deserve it, they have earned it, and they need it, and they cannot get the care they need because partially these funds were siphoned away, and we don't have enough money in Missouri to build any more homes. So that's the scoop on that ad. Please tell every veteran that you know, every veteran's wife, every military family that asked about that, and tell them the truth. Because I would really appreciate it. So, what questions do you have and what comments? Yes? Who are you going to support? Not Nancy Pelosi, that's for sure. We're going to support a conservative that represents and appreciates the guys in the 4th Congressional District. As far as I know at this point, I think it'll probably be John Boehner that the caucus will support. I've had discussions with him, and he seems very conservative, very committed to doing what I think we need to do. Reining in spending, creating jobs, getting a health care that's going to be accessible and affordable. So we'll see the specifics when we get there, but there's a lot of good ones, but I think John Boehner's would be good.